Okay, we are starting now, so I'm trying to make sure everything's working. Okay, there we go. Starting to... Okay, there we go. Okay. Starting to... Okay. Okay. Awesome! So, as many of you guys know already, last night, July 30th, about 7:30 p.m. sometime, I think, well, it was LA, so LA time, AMD had their capsaicin event at SIGGRAPH 2017. And they announced two major products, RX Vega and Ryzen Threadripper. AMD... Okay, perfect, sounds weird. So, let's start with RX Vega. So this has been... people have been waiting for this for a very, very long time. AMD kind of teased it at their capsaicin event at GDC earlier. People thought they were going to like show it off and stuff, but they just said, no, it's going to be called RX Vega, and we're working with people on it for games. Woo! But now we actually get, pricing, availability, some specs, that sort of things. They also released the Radeon Vega Frontier Edition a while back for about $1,000. Which gaming was found to be not so great, but then again, it was unoptimized for gaming and stuff like that. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll wait till independent reviews of actual RX Vega come out, the gaming version. So this is the limited edition RX Vega. That's what it looks like. Very similar to the Frontier Edition, which was blue and yellow instead of silver and red. Moving on. So we get three different variants of RX Vega for now. There's a rumored RX Vega Nano, but we're not going to talk about that because that is not officially announced. So on the lowest end, we get RX Vega 56. This special edition shroud will not be available for the 56. So this is supposedly going to be competing with the 1070. It is expected to be slightly better performance at about the same price. I'm doing these hand quotes because, well, as we all know, GPU pricing is completely messed up, and most 1070s are going for almost $500 these days, which is completely ridiculous because back in April, May, they were about $300. I was actually considering getting one. I'm like, okay, maybe at the end of summer I can get one. That is not happening. So yeah, so if pricing stays the same for 1070s for now, I would expect this to be a really good deal. If it's a little bit better for $50 to $100 less, I mean, assuming the pricing on this doesn't become completely ridiculous as soon as it launches, assuming this is the actual pricing we can buy it at, then yeah, this looks to be pretty interesting actually. The prices do say $399/$499. I'll get to that in just a moment. $399 is the price of the actual card. So then we have the Radeon Vega 64. So this is available in two variants. The limited edition variant, which I'll talk about in just a moment, and then the regular variant. The regular variant just has a regular shroud. Honestly, it's a regular Radeon RX shroud. Let's see if we can get a picture. Here we go. The 56 and the 64 just regular version look like this. The limited edition look like this, and the liquid cooled, I'll get to that in just a moment. So the 64 is supposed to trade blows with the 1080, win some, lose some, at $499, which is about where you can get 1080s actually. You can get for about $500, $500, $550, you can get a 1080. So this would be about fair, maybe a little less. Honestly, in this area, it'd just be whether you like AMD or NVIDIA more. If it's really trading blows at about the same price, There's no real benefit from one or the other, but we'll have to wait until independent reviews for that. So the difference between the 56 and the 64, there's an extra 8 compute units, so an extra 500 or so stream processors in the 64. Awesome. The base clock is also up by about 100 megahertz. Boost clock, a little less, but still about 100 megahertz. Memory clock is up, so it's from 1.6. It's the speed is 1.6 gigabits per second to 1.89, but it's still HBM2. So that's the new thing that's up from the Fury X. Is it's up to HBM2. 2048-bit memory bus, 8 gigs of VRAM. You guys can see the specs listed here, but really it's more stream processors and higher clock speeds. Memory is going to be identical, or I guess no, slightly faster memory as well on the Vega 64, and then $100. Then there's the Vega 64 Liquid Edition, which is this one here. So I don't know, it's a lighter color. I don't know why. For some reason here it looks like the limited edition is darker. Here it looks like the liquid cooler is darker. No, they're all supposed to be about this light. You can see people's videos about that with the hands-on if you want to see it in more detail. This will only be in the limited edition silver shroud looking thing. The difference here is it is going to be liquid cooled, and therefore it has higher memory clocks. Something interesting to note here, the Frontier Edition is about in between the 64 and the 64 Liquid, so in between the 64 Air and Liquid, in terms of clock speed, because it goes to about 1600 megahertz, I believe. So that is notable. So now let's talk about these slash prices. One thing that AMD is going to be doing to really entice this card for, not really entice, discourage miners from buying this card is they're going to have these packs. So if you, for $4.99 on the 56, $5.99 on the 64, and this is currently the only way to get a Liquid Edition for $6.99, you get 2 free games, which vary by region. In the US, it's going to be Prey and Wolfenstein 2. You get $200 off a FreeSync monitor. I believe it's a specific one, but it could just be any FreeSync monitor. And you get $100 off a Ryzen 7 and X370 motherboard combo. You have to buy it all at the same time. But yeah, that's really, that's actually a pretty good deal. So if you're in the market for just a whole new system, you want RX Vega and Ryzen 7, this is interesting. You can get a new monitor, motherboard, CPU, some games, graphics card, all for a very low price, which is actually really enticing. But you can also get the card at $3.99. So while this is good for gamers, it's not really discouraging miners because they can still get it for $3.99. The limited edition you can only get through the bundle for now, and the liquid edition is also only through the bundle for now. So if you just buy the Vega 64, you're going to get that black shroud. If you buy the bundle, you're going to get the limited edition, asterisk, while supplies last. So you guys might have noticed pricing is about on par with where it's supposed to be. You know, $3.99 for a little better than 1070, $4.99 for trading blows with the 1080. So it's not supposed to beat the pricing on the card alone. What they're really advertising is FreeSync is a lot cheaper than G-Sync. So if you buy a card and a FreeSync monitor, especially with these bundles, but even without the bundle, it's cheaper than if you get the card plus G-Sync. To which I would respond, honestly, FreeSync and G-Sync is still a very niche market, and even so, people getting this card, I mean, there's going to be people getting a new PC, but a lot of people are also just going to be upgrading, and they're not really going to be in the market for a new card, or a new monitor, sorry. So that appeal is, So that's about it for RX Vega. It delivers what it promised, no more, no less. It's trading blows with NVIDIA. At this point, if we just take official MSRPs, neither of them is necessarily better or worse from what we know so far. Again, we'll have to wait for individual reviews for more details on this, or to confirm it. But as of right now, neither of them is really better or worse. Maybe RX Vega will do better with the Ryzen system. Maybe it's just the same. We'll have to wait for that. All of these cards will be available. It says August 2017. I want to see. I want to say August 14th. Oh, here we go. Yes, August 14th is going to be the launch date where you can get those, and when reviews are coming, August 14th. Okay, yeah, there we go. So that's RX Vega. So that was less exciting, honestly, for me, and more just relieving that they didn't mess it up. Because what I've noticed with previous Radeon generations, not the RX series, but not Polaris, but with like the R9, it's been that they've had the same performance as NVIDIA, just at a higher price. Not drastically higher, just like $50 to $100 more, but still it's enough to just not be worth it, really. But now they're actually doing, you know, on par. But what I really want to see them is do like Ryzen stuff where they have the same performance at a drastically lower price. Speaking of Ryzen, we have Ryzen Threadripper. So this picture is from a while ago. It's the packaging of Threadripper. So now I got a little more of the sides. From here it looks like it kind of might be a foam thing. So now we see it's going to be plastic. It's still a substantial package. I mean, it's Threadripper. You're paying $550 to $1,000 for this processor, and it's a really high-end processor. In the package, you get the processor, a mounting bracket to adapt existing liquid coolers to work with it. Not air coolers. You'll have to buy a new air cooler if you want that. And it also comes with a wrench so that you can put it in the socket. So as you can see here, there are 20 liquid cooler options available that are compatible just due to TDP and also just coverage requirements. Because if you guys as you guys probably know already, it is a pretty big chip. It's 4,096 pins, I think. Yes. So there will be 5 air cooler options coming out that specifically for Threadripper, and 20 liquid cooler options that are already compatible, as long as you have the bracket that comes with the Threadripper package. Pre-orders start today, July 31st, so I want to check these out, actually. I'm going to look up Threadripper. There you go. You have the 1920X, 1950X, and then the other option, which I'll talk about in just a bit, is coming later. So this is coming out on August 10th, so a little bit before Vega. You can also get some CyberPower PCs and iBuyPowers PCs, and then the Area 51 by Alienware. Also, you can pre-order them now, and they will arrive on August 10th. So back to here. We get 3 SKUs, one on August 10th, one on August 31st. We get the 1920X and 1950X on August 10th. These we heard about earlier. So 12 cores and 16 cores, 3.5, 3.4. All of these boost to 4 gigahertz. But apparently you can manually overclock them higher, so that's one advantage it has over regular Ryzen. Overclocking is a bit better because 4 gigahertz, 4.1 if you're lucky, 3.8 to 4 really was where you could expect to overclock Ryzen. Clearly this is going to be better because people have been able to overclock it more, and obviously these all have XFR. We have a new SKU that was announced last night that will be available on August 31st. That's the 1900X, so this is an 8-core for $550. Now some people are going to be like, oh, that's ridiculous. You can get an 8-core for $300 with Ryzen 7. Yes, but this is also not a mainstream processor. I mean, really, those things are tiny. This thing's massive. It has quad-channel memory, 64 PCIe lanes, base clock of 3.8 gigahertz. It's going to be able to overclock higher from what we've seen. So, yeah, it's better. It's obviously going to be more expensive, and it's also a professional processor, and those are obviously going to be more expensive. Performance, they released some performance. About 2700, 2800 is what you can expect for Cinebench scores from the 1950X 16-core model. We'll see on August 10th for those processors, and on August 31st for the 8-core. I think it's good that they have an 8-core. They have lower cost offerings, and this is again just a blow at Intel. So if you guys know, X299, if you get a quad core, which, okay, technically they have cheaper offerings, they have quad cores, but you only have 16 PCIe lanes. You have 6 or 8 cores, so up to $700. You get 28 PCIe lanes, which is kind of really ridiculous because Ryzen Mainstream has 24 PCIe lanes. And then you need to pay at least $1,000 for their 10-core processor to get 44 PCIe lanes. Here, as low as $550, you get 64 PCIe lanes, so it's more for less. Also, until Intel releases their own higher-end models, so far, as of August 10th, AMD will be performance king. They will have the highest performance desktop processor available. And they won't even have the most expensive. Because $1,000, you can get up to 38% more performance than the 6900X, their 10-core offering from Intel. Let's see some motherboards. So Asus has a few motherboards. Got some from ASRock, Gigabyte, and MSI. MSI is actually really nice. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really new from that. Cinebench, yes, 4000. That just shows the overclocking potential, I guess. Yeah, 5.2 gigahertz and then 3.9 gigahertz is on just regular cooling, up to 3099. So, you know, they're just showing that Ryzen Threadripper has high performance, and I think it's really good. For significantly less than Intel's X99 and X299 offerings, you can get higher performance. Yeah, and more PCIe lanes. So here we see the full, we finally have the full Ryzen lineup, we think. We might get more Threadrippers later, but for now, we have the Ryzen 3 1200 up to the Ryzen Threadripper 1950X. We've got quad cores, no hyperthreading, and with hyperthreading, we've got 6 cores, 8 cores. We've got 8-core high-ends with dual channel memory offerings, quad channel memories. These are inaccurate. It's actually 24 PCIe lanes for Ryzen Mainstream and 64 PCIe lanes for Threadripper, all the way from $100 to $1,000. So this is honestly just really impressive. GPUs was meh for me. CPUs, I am really excited this year what AMD is offering. I personally have this 1700X here for $399, 3.4 gigahertz, 8-core. It's amazing. I mean, 4K editing is a breeze. Yeah, and it's even improved, honestly, since it came out. It used to take about half an hour to export a 10 to 15 minute 4K video. Now it takes it's actually gone down to almost half that. So that's amazing. Performance is incredible. I think it's just, drivers and stuff. But anyways, it's very impressive. I'm very excited with what AMD is offering. CPUs, GPUs, gotta step up your game, guys. But anyways, that's what was announced last night. Official details on RX Vega. And then we already got some of the details for Threadripper, but we got actual availability, and then this new 1900X option, which will be coming in about a month from now. Actually, exactly 1 month from now. So that's really it from me for today. I'm really excited to see Threadripper. No, I probably will not be getting any of these items on hand, but I am working to get a Bristol Ridge CPU, desktop CPU, because I do have the Bristol Ridge laptop, and I'm the only person who's released benchmarks for that, so I think it'll be interesting to see them. Desktop. So just keep an eye out for that. But other than that, we'll just have to wait and see for independent reviewers. Probably not me. Maybe. Totally open AMD if you guys want to send me any of this. Totally will accept it. But yeah. I guess that's it for me. Just stay subscribed if you want to see more content related to AMD, you know, the Bristol desktop, some other things that I'm working on. Yeah, that's really about it. Just wanted to do this quick live stream, share my thoughts on these new products. You know that AMD is doing really well. I mean, they're not done with Ryzen for the year. They still have Ryzen Mobile coming by the end of the year. They promised by holiday season we could buy it. And honestly, I'm expecting it in Q3. So we'll see. And then Ryzen APUs, which will come out a little later, as late as early 2018. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. Oh, wow, there's a lot of people. Air versus water. There's a slight clock speed difference. Read in the comments. I am now. When's it coming out? August 14th. Who's the other person watching? I don't know, Grail. Don't ask me. Why do I have notifications off for you? Because you're a good friend? Why are you so weird? I don't know. I could ask you the same question. We can talk later. But yeah, sorry. I didn't notice the comments. But yes, the air versus water is just clock speed difference. And then coming out August 14th for Vega, August 10th for Ryzen Threadripper, and then August 31st for Ryzen Threadripper 1900X 8-core. So yes, that is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.